next chapter in the story begins exactly 2 weeks after returning to the Northeast. The first big road trip was a complete success. I explored portions of the East Coast on my Easter trip to Florida, and then returned along the Appalachian mountain range. I was blessed to visit so many breathtaking places, but I knew that much, much more of this country's beauty lay waiting for me to discover. My high-mileage vehicle had proven that it could bring me to all the places I wanted to explore, places I was so excited to visit. I set my sights on America's crown jewel in the national park system. When I was ready to leave for big trip number 2, I set my GPS for the Grand Canyon. If you're new here, welcome to Jumping Off the Hamster Wheel. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. The story began several years ago. I had worked the same job for almost 20 years. I was dying for a change of scenery. How I longed, how I dreamt, how I yearned to visit far-off, distant places. While I was stuck behind a desk and chained to the Northeast, a coworker of mine had said, "You have quite a long list of places you want to visit. I suggest you get started." And when my friend died unexpectedly at the age of 65, that was the catalyst for me to jump off my hamster wheel, to really start living before it was too late. We now return to Jumping Off the Hamster Wheel.
Okay, here we go. Trip number 2 officially underway. Boom. Trip number 2 starts on May the 2nd. 1 in the afternoon on a Sunday. Odometer reading 177020. Let's go! How's everybody doing? Hi! Well, just entered Pennsylvania. This is the 4th state I've been in already. Started off in Massachusetts, went through Connecticut, went through New York, now I'm in Pennsylvania. And I've only been driving for 3 hours. I'm going to go another 4+ hours west. Going to explore more of this beautiful, beautiful country that has so much to offer. So glad that you're taking the journey with me. Buckle up, kids. It's going to be a heck of a trip. Just you and me for the next month, just roaming around the country. 7:30. Day 1. Been driving home 6.5 hours. Got about 45 minutes left to the hotel, where I will pick up where I left off in the morning.
Day 1 was a 7-hour travel day, covering 450 miles from central Massachusetts to western Pennsylvania.
Good morning. What a beautiful morning it is here in Pennsylvania. You'll never guess where I am. Go ahead, take a guess. Look how awesome this is.
Every February 2nd, tens of thousands of visitors flock to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
This place is incredible.
To see the groundhog, Phil, and witness his weather prediction, whether or not people will have to endure another 6 weeks of winter. We love you, Phil! Phil, 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 Phil.
Strike up the music, the band has begun. Select the Pennsylvania polka. Pick up your partner and join in the fun. Clap, 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 the Pennsylvania polka. It started in Scranton, it's now number 1. It's bound to entertain ya. Everybody has a mania to do the polka from Pennsylvania. Phil sleeping in his little burrow. Ohio, not much to report here. Went north from Punxsutawney back up to the main freeway, and then you just go west, west, west. You end up in Ohio. And now I'm dipping southwesterly down to Columbus. Indiana.
Day 2 was an 8-hour travel day covering over 500 miles from western Pennsylvania all the way through Ohio to the western half of Indiana.
Good morning. Day 3. Leaving Cloverdale, Indiana. Just jumping on the highway.
Continue on I-70 West, 104 miles.
Heading to St. Louis. What's up? It's about time you woke up. We're about 200 miles outside of St. Louis. So it's day 3 of the adventure. Cutting across the great nation. It's going to be another rainy day. I'm really looking forward to doing some serious camping out west with you. So I hope you're ready for that. Let's see where day 3 takes us. Just entered Illinois and gained an hour. Really cool. I'm in St. Louis at Smoking Barrels Barbecue in the suburbs of St. Louis. Sorry I started without you. Bow chicka wow wow, bow chicka wow wow. Yeah, lunch was good at Smoking Barrels Barbecue. St. Louis. I just wanted to be able to say, yeah, I ate St. Louis barbecue in St. Louis. I'm in western Missouri. So much nicer now that the sun's out. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. Now we're seeing signs for Tulsa. I actually just booked a hotel just south of Tulsa in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I can't believe I'm going to be in Oklahoma. Crazy. Day 3 is another huge travel day. 8.5 hours of driving. Just about 600 miles traveled. Finished up Indiana, passed through Illinois, had lunch just outside of St. Louis, ended up wrapping up Missouri and staying just over the Missouri-Oklahoma line in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
stage door and beg for a screen. The agent said pay.
Use the right lane to take the Oklahoma 51 West ramp.
Goodbye, Broken Arrow.
Did you see them in Long River? The empty quiver, brown skin, Indian on the banks of the Violet Narrow.
I woke up in Broken Arrow this morning. So I'm just outside of Broken Arrow and Tulsa. And it's a beautiful Wednesday morning to stretch my legs, which I haven't done much of in the last 3 days anyway. So it's Wednesday, May 5th. And for me, it's day 4. I can't beat the weather this morning. Look at the sky. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Historic Route 66. About an hour outside of Oklahoma City. The famous round barn. On famous Route 66.
If you ever plan to move west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Made it to Texas. Woo-hoo! So often in life, you kind of stumble across places of beauty. And I just turned off the interstate here in Texas looking for gas. Well, driving all over the country in my little car. It's cost effective. Camp along the way. See all that there is to be seen. I chose to jump off the hamster wheel. That right there is a tumbleweed caught in a fence. Who knows how long it's been here. Then we have these giant alien-like wind farms. And then we have the classic dirt road. Just goes off the edge of the planet. All of these roads just disappear into the distance off the edge of the world. It's really nice to finally be on the edge of the world. It sure is easy to fall in love with Texas. Whew.
Day 4 was a slightly shorter day, at about 400 miles from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, into the northern Texas panhandle, ending the day in Amarillo, Texas.
I'm on the outskirts of Amarillo on historic Route 66, checking out Cadillac Ranch. I told you you wouldn't believe me. I told you. change of plans. I was gonna loop around on major roads to Cloudcroft, which is on the other side of this mountain. But then I'm like, you know what? Why not just go right over the mountain and save some time? So we'll find out if that was a good idea or not. What? Well, this is just breathtaking. 75 degrees. Beautiful. I've already seen a couple of elk and a bunch of deer. So I know that I'm someplace very, very special. Because if they live here, you know that it's someplace special. This is called the Sunspot Highway up through the mountains in the Lincoln National Forest.
Day 5 was the day I decided not to continue due west into New Mexico, but to drop southwesterly to Roswell, then head up into the hills of the Lincoln National Forest to camp for a few nights. Bluff Springs camping area. Can't really call it a campground. I'm not sure where to set up for the night, but I think the answer is wherever I want. So, day 5's journey from Amarillo to Roswell up into the hills of the Lincoln National Forest in New Mexico was about a 6-hour journey, covering about 350 miles. Glad to be at camp.